my kid was born at Mount Sinai. So they have a very low MRN number, which they find amusing. And then around 3 years after that, in the summer of 2009, my kid rotated through the emergency department 3 different times. The end diagnosis was a whammy. The short story is that my kid was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disorder, a kidney problem, and was in the hospital from basically July 5th to September 11th of 2009. The longer story is that the autoimmune disorder, known as, sit down for it, secondary hemophagocytic lymphohistiocytosis, was treated with 40 weeks of chemotherapy, steroids, and immune suppressants. And their kidney problem was basically that their kidneys failed. And while they were an inpatient, they had plasmapheresis and dialysis back to back. So that was like 6 hours hooked up to a machine. And then after they were discharged, about a month later, my husband and I realized that the kid was looking at their little board books like this. And we were like, what's going on with that? And we got a pediatric ophthalmologist on board, and they had said, well, it seems like your kid has blood clots in the back of their eye and that their optic nerves are damaged. The blood clots might dissipate over time, kind of like the way a scab on your knee, dries up and falls off and is okay. But the optic nerve damage is permanent. So after that, well, initially the kid's vision was 20/500, but time did heal the blood clots in the back of their eye. And so their vision over time became 20/120 in their left eye and 20/400 in their right eye, which renders them legally blind. So my kid is a white cane user. They navigate spaces in the public world with a white cane. Serving on the council helps us do that. It helps us serve other parents, to help ease their passage through the inpatient process as their kid is an inpatient, or in the emergency room, or in a clinic setting, or in a specialist's office setting. It's there to just help another parent. The work that the Family Advisory Council is doing alongside with the staff that support their efforts is really hard work, because it's a lot of it is, soft work, right? The listening, the openness, right? It's not like building a building where you know exactly what those steps are going to be and you can't see the bricks and the walls go up, but you can sense a change over time. Like I've sensed that healthcare providers are more patient. I think for hospital staff who are interacting with families, I think openness is my one word, my one piece of advice. Open ears to hear what the parents and their kids have to say, open minds to think about what diagnoses or what diagnosis could this patient have, what tools can we use to improve the health of this patient, and open hearts to be empathetic towards the young patients and their parents and guardians to what they're going through. I think including parents in the ongoing care of their children is so crucial. I know that for me, when my kid was, 2 or 3, being able to understand what the kid needed done, right? What medications do they take, and how to help them deal with their port, right? I needed to hear everything that the medical team had to say because my kid was, 3 years old when they got their port inserted. And I was the one that needed to care for it. And as parents, regardless, to be honest, regardless as to how old your child is always going to be your child, right? So even though my kid is 18 now, I still want to be able to support him as best I can. Uh, and understanding and hearing from the medical professionals directly is really helpful to me in helping to provide continuity of care for my kid. I know, and you do too probably, that the staff in the emergency department are very rushed. There's a lot of things that they have to do from here to there, this patient, that patient, this procedure, log in, order meds, whatever, right? But whenever a doctor or a nurse came into our little curtained bay, I felt like they were there for my kid and I. That they must have like taken a breath and said, okay, we're here for this patient. We're listening to what this patient has to say. I am focusing on what is going on in this emergency bay, not what's going outside. I am not thinking about the next thing. I am here. I am present. And I think I've felt that change. Um, and it's not tangible. I can't say at 16:0300, I noticed Dr. blah blah blah, right? I don't know that they took that breath, but I could feel that they were there for me and my kid and just for us in that moment.